Hello and welcome to Counting the Omer 5786. This is the counting for May the 12th. Is it really the 12th already? Wow. The 12th of May 2026. And going into the 13th of May up until sunset, at which point it will be another day. Let's start with the blessing for the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who sanctifies us with mitzvot and commands us concerning the counting of the Omer. Hayom echad ve'arba'im yom shehem chamisha shavuot v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is day 41, which is 5 weeks and 6 days of the Omer. Kedushatcha yesod shebiyesod Elohim. Your holiness, foundation within foundation, God. Now we're about to dig into some study and contemplation about these sefirot and what they mean and their place in this counting of the Omer. But before we do, let us say a blessing for Torah study. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who made us holy with your mitzvot, and who commanded us to busy ourselves with words of Torah. So we are in the 6th week of the counting of the Omer, which corresponds to Yesod, foundation. And this is the 6th day of that week, so it also corresponds to Yesod. This is where it all comes together. You are in the desert. You've left slavery. You are now eating manna and quail and living in a tent. There's a promise up ahead, but you can't see it yet. Each day you walk, carrying all your baggage with you. Each evening you set up camp. Each night you collapse, exhausted into sleep. Everything you have studied, learned, experienced, and worked on comes together to transform you and your situation. You might not even realize that you've been learning on this journey. Sometimes the deepest lessons are subtle and not clear until long after they have been integrated and fully manifested in your life. We've been on a journey this past 6 weeks. Tomorrow we'll complete this 6th week and begin the final leg of the calendrical journey towards Shavuot. This moment, Yesod, Shebi Yesod, is a point of balance. We've studied and contemplated deep thoughts every day, and today is the day of integration in integration, foundation in foundation. Today is the day in which the pieces of our foundation have all been assembled, and tomorrow the foundation becomes complete. The day after that, we begin to manifest all of this into the world. So how much of this is just fluffy spiritual metaphor, and how much is a poetic but true description of what is happening in your life? That depends on what you do with these ideas. There is a teaching that you can only teach the Ma'aseh Merkava, the actions of the chariot, to one who already knows them. Now let me take a moment to explain what are the actions of the chariot, the Ma'aseh Merkava. It is a specific kind of early Jewish mysticism in which people would do various techniques in order to be able to go on these meditative journeys, these ecstatic journeys into meditative space, and go to divine places, to the divine palaces. And in those divine spaces, one could learn many things. One might come back with special skills that they did not have before. There were many things that were said to be accomplished by taking these journeys. Seems like every night now there's a mosquito that wants to get me while I'm in the middle of talking to you. So sorry. But it's a bit of a paradox, right? That you can only teach about the Ma'aseh Merkava to somebody who already knows it. Why would a person who already knows even need a teacher? But here's the thing, we all need teachers. Magic mystic texts are nearly always written in language that is described as difficult. They are full of metaphors and ideas that are hard to pin down. They often have more than one interpretation, and those interpretations are sometimes mutually exclusive, or at least they appear to be mutually exclusive. But if you've taken a similar journey to the one taken by the mystic who wrote the text that you're trying to read, you have a sense of what their poetry means. The metaphors are familiar, and you're able to use your own experience to construct meaning out of what was written. My prayer for you is that you've experienced something over these past few weeks as we've looked at each of these sefirot in different angles, examining them in our lives and in our hearts, and that what you have experienced is now giving you the ability to feel into the poetry of the mystical experience of Sinai. May the imaginary trek through the desert that we are taking together and the mystical trek through the sefirot unite themselves in you today, in this day of foundation and foundation. May they take root, creating that foundation and preparing you for the revelations yet to come. In just over a week, we will all stand once again at Sinai. We will accept God's commandments and we will hear them as if for the very first time. I hope that this time of preparation has laid the groundwork for you so that that experience is deeply meaningful and deeply transformative in your life. Thank you so much for studying with me today and for taking this journey. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. If you have any thoughts, any comments, drop them on the YouTube channel or come on over to school where there's room for longer form discussion. And either way, like I said, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.